So hello amazing people, I hope you guys are doing well and are blessed. This week has been pretty much of just an introductory aspect to another tie of my professional life, but let's delve into something I want to talk about. Okay, so it's so unfortunate that I was like this week. I think it was on Tuesday. I was on Facebook. I was trying to go and post something just to advise young people about life, and then I came across a post about my former high school friend, who was a very good friend in high school. He was a very smart and intelligent person, and I just get a notification like this guy has had committed suicide. It's so unfortunate, and I, I I just like in that moment I felt overwhelmed. You know, this is a guy I've shared so many memories with, and I knew he would become a very great person that God had destined him for greatness, and like it just happens that he's now history. So now, in line with that, I wanted to talk about something that is so relative or particular to young people in life. You find that in life, you'll always face a challenge, you'll always face an adversity. And you can look at this from two perspectives. So it just depends with how you fix your mindset, how you will look at this issue here. First of all, there are these people who are pessimistic and they are cowards. So, like, you decide that your problems are so overwhelming, you don't find any courage to put or psych yourself up, try to find the balance in this chaos. Like, there's always something you can find. You know, I talked to one of my friends, he's now an advocate, and I was like kind of trying to have a dialogue with him, and that time I had no hope, I could tell you, and it was at the beginning of this year. Like, this year started at a very bad note for me. So he told me, like, Sam, no matter how much that little hope you have, even if it might just, the odds of having hope is 0.1 or 1 out of 10, hang on to that, and you'll find a reason to move on with life. And literally that advice kept me going. That imagine I had to go all through this, and I'm literally grateful to God because he made me go through that, and he's always been faithful to his word. So, young people, there are people who take this trajectory. You define your problems, you focus so much on your issues, you focus so much on the challenges you're going through that you don't see an opportunity to live life or to establish a sense of meaning in all you're going through. I don't mean to advocate for suffering. I know if you can avoid suffering, if there's a way you can avoid pain, don't choose pain. But at some point, sorry, I'm looking at my clothes because just realized that my hanger has fallen. Yeah. So anyway, that is a by the way. Yeah. So in a way, you have to find hope. Will you decide? Like, you always have the power to choose whatever. How you react to how you allow the circumstances surrounding your life to define you. Maybe you don't have money, but maybe it's because your mindset has not been fixed to a way you can tap into opportunities and see a way in which you can make money or grow yourself. Maybe you've been heartbroken, you're in a relationship and everything has bounced back. You know, like for my friend, it was an issue with a relationship he had with this girlfriend. It's a very sad story that I wouldn't want to reiterate here. So, like, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on life because of the problems. Look at that 1 inch of hope, as I was told. Hang on to that 0.1 aspect of hope. And you'll find yourself somehow, with the help of God, that everything will be going on well. And imagine, I was thinking of this. So many of us think that we would want all this soft and happy ever after life. But do you know the reality about life is that human beings were in a kind of way created to face and overcome challenges and adversities. A life with no challenges is actually boring. There's a time I was seated, I was like, after I was done with my internship and we were on a leave. Yeah, I was focusing on improving my YouTube channel, but you find that that time, yeah, just staying idle. I realized that I thought I wanted all this life with, like, just chilling, like just sitting there, there's nothing I'm doing. Until I got to that point and I realized that it's not what I wanted. I thought I wanted this when I didn't want this. So, okay, young people think that they want this life where they're just doing nothing, everything is figured out. Let me just tell you something. You'll never have everything figured out at any time of your life. Despite how much money you have, there's always something you need to work on. So look at the adversity you have, look at the challenge you have right now, and ask yourself, like, okay, so what is this trying to teach me about life? What is this trying to teach me about myself? And how can I overcome this challenge and create a better version of myself? For example, if it's a heartbreak, let's delve into this, because so many young people have a struggle with this. If it's a heartbreak, try and ask yourself, like, what are the mistakes I made? You know, so many people after relationship heartbreak, or like you've broken up with your boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse, you tend to look so much into what they did wrong. So it means that you become a victim. And I always talk about this victimhood mindset. People look at whatever the other party did, but they never look at their own faults. So first of all, you try and ask yourself, like, what did I do wrong? And what can I learn from it? And what are the red flags that I ignored and they came back to haunt me? And now, how do I improve myself and heal from this heartbreak, so that I'm preparing myself for a better relationship? And now, do I not overlook the red flags that I ignored that hurt me? And how do I find someone who has worked on themselves and has healed from their trauma, so that they don't release insecurities and baggage into my life? Yeah. For example, if it's, let's talk of, you don't have money right now, you're struggling. Instead of trying to look at the world and you're like, you know, this is nihilism. People who think that it's like they've appointed themselves as the judge of the human race. Like they think life has no meaning. Like at this point, when you get to a point where you feel like there's no meaning left in life, that is where you lose hope, and you either kill people or you decide to die, or you become a psychopath. So don't take that route. Look at your life, no matter how much it might seem, no matter how much insecurities, no matter how much pain there is, there's always an opportunity to become a better person. So, young people, our adversities are always here to help us become a higher version of ourselves. And you can go and watch a podcast by one of my online mentors. He's called Bedros Kullian. He talks about the idea of the dragon. There's a dragon and there's a beast. So, the dragon is the outside adversities. For example, the heartbreak you're talking about. But now, the beast, I don't know if I'm telling you the right thing. I'll have to go and check and come back. Like, these are two aspects. The internal obstacles that you'll meet. For example, you're working on something, but you just can't help but procrastinate. You just feel lazy. You don't have the motivation. And I'll just tell you, motivation is crap. You don't need motivation to do anything meaningful in life. Just become disciplined. Like, focus on whatever you need to do. And you'll find that when you rely on discipline, you create a routine, you become consistent in this stuff, you'll get that momentum. But if you rely on motivation, you're screwed. Okay, so you'll face obstacles coming from your inner side, and you'll face obstacles from the outside world. These are the external forces. So instead of looking at this from a perception of a victim, I want us to adopt another mindset. Look at your life today and say, regardless of whether I'm going through all this stuff, there's something, this opportunity is here to make me learn. I'm not saying you get used to pain or you become, they're called misochists or misochists. Those people who just try to advocate for pain every time. There's pain you can avoid, and there's pain you can't avoid. So if there's pain you can avoid, please avoid the pain. But if it's something like it's kind of a fate, you have to go through this, because you can only become a better version of yourself when you fix this. Please look at this from a different angle. Stop trying to be a victim every time. You stop trying to blame the world every time. Realize that God has given you the potential to maximize on yourself and become a better person. So look at the adversities. Try and figure out what you can do to become a better person. And then with time, you'll find that when you face such kind of obstacles, you've devised a mechanism where you can deal with them. Yeah, like young people, we are literally destined for greatness. You can see me today. I was just a village boy. I came from this humble, or I should call it, like a family, like we are very humble, like, yeah, in my family. I didn't know that God could turn my life to this person I am today. And I know there's greater to come. But today I can see myself like dressing in a suit. And I'm like, okay, so in the mind of God, He had this all along away when I didn't see my life turning out to be anything good. So just realize that God has a purpose for your life. And then try to work in partnership with God. Don't try to be the one damaging your life. Be an active participant in the making of your own life. Don't just try to blame the circumstances around you. Try to look for an opportunity in or a manner in which you can fix your own inadequacies. Because most of the, I'll just be brutal and real to young people. 99.99% of the problems you suffer come from your own limitations. And most of us tend to overlook our own limitations and then we blame the external factors or circumstances. Oh, I'm broke because my parents don't give me money. An old man with beards like mine. Like, why should I be complaining to my parents for not giving me money? See, I should just learn a skill, then I should go out and make some little money. That is what we need to do. Like, stop looking at the external circumstances. And just realize these obstacles are here to teach you something about yourself. And at the end of the day, when you stay, I talked about something. I talked about emotional intelligence, how you can manage your emotions. And I said, you lean into the discomfort. Don't try to distract yourself by doing something that will, in the long run, just ruin your life. You think it's fun, then later on you have all this guilt, you have all this, you just feel the hangovers, you're fucked up, you don't feel like, then you have these self-damaging belief systems after doing the action. You're like, I don't love myself because I just tend to do the contrary to what I've promised myself to do. So young people, I'm literally rooting for you guys. Face the obstacles with the energy. Face them with the confidence. Have faith in the God that brought you here. Have faith that the same way He brought me to this place, He'll do more for me. So until next time, you guys take care. I love you so much. And just know that I'm watching you from afar and I'm rooting for you to win. Take care, take water, and have God in your life. Thank you.